Today on Viper Island, Hasbro's exclusives are selling out too fast, and collectors are getting fed up. There's no denying the power of nostalgia. For many collectors, especially in lines like G.I.JOE Classified, this hobby is about more than just plastic figures. It's a lifelong connection to childhood. It's a form of storytelling. It's art, escape, and joy. But lately, that joy is being drained. Once again, Hasbro's approach to exclusive figure drops has left a massive chunk of their fanbase empty-handed. Pre-orders for highly anticipated figures are going live and selling out in under 30 minutes. That's not just disappointing, it's infuriating. And you don't need to be glued to online collector forums or social media to feel the frustration. Most collectors are not vocal, they collect in private. But that doesn't mean they're not impacted when something they've been waiting months for, maybe years, is snatched away in minutes, only to immediately appear on third-party resale sites for 3 to 4 times the original price. Let's talk numbers. Hasbro allows up to 5 of each exclusive per order. In theory, that sounds generous. In reality, it's a loophole, a system ripe for abuse. One person can hoard multiple orders and resell everything at a markup before most fans even finish their morning coffee. Nobody needs 5 of an exclusive figure, especially when thousands of others are walking away with none. In short, it's a jerk move to hoard collectibles meant to bring joy to a wide community. And while scalpers are the obvious villains here, Hasbro is not off the hook. They're well aware of this issue. They've been hearing about it from collectors for years, but nothing changes. No per-order limits, no queuing system improvements, no proactive scalper blocking measures. Just a fast sellout, and then silence. Why? Because once the product sells out, Hasbro gets paid. And once they get paid, the rest? Apparently not their problem. That silence speaks volumes about their true priorities. We're now in a place where a major segment of G.I.JOE Classified collectors are questioning whether they even want to continue. And can you blame them? When a pre-order becomes a foot race you're not even allowed to join, the hobby feels less like a celebration and more like a punishment. Now this isn't the case for all collectors, but we should all have a level of empathy for those who are not able to get these. And also keep in mind, the opportunities you might have are not always afforded to everyone else. At the heart of it, G.I. Joe is about camaraderie, strategy, and standing up for what's right. You'd think a line built on those values would be more accessible to the very people keeping the brand alive. Instead, Hasbro's inaction is allowing a toxic trend to thrive, one that makes the hobby feel exclusive in the worst way. And yet, despite all this, there is still plenty to be excited about. This year has already delivered some incredible figures, and more are on the way. But if Hasbro wants to truly celebrate its fans, it needs to protect them too. Better systems, better access, better care for the people who actually want to collect these figures, not flip them for a profit. Which brings us to one of the most talked about releases of the year so far, the Crystal Ball exclusive. It sold out within 30 minutes. If you blinked, you missed it. And if you didn't, you were probably sweating through the checkout process like you were disarming a bomb. It doesn't have to be this way. But for those lucky enough to secure one, is it worth the hype and the hassle? To answer all these questions, we've got your full review of Crystal Ball, plus a look at some of the other latest Classified series drops that didn't vanish in half an hour. We'll walk you through everything you need to know. Stay tuned, because despite the headaches, this line still has plenty of magic left. Let's dive in. Now, I've been a big fan of Crystal Ball since forever. Not a popular figure in the 80s. This is the same figure.
This one looks way cooler,
just spruced up.
The one from the 80s was like cool, but this one's way cooler. And his eyes look super cool. They look kind of like snake eyes. Well, he kind of looks like Kraven from Marvel.
And check out the hair too.
Yeah.
Like the last time we got this kind of detail in the hair was probably General Hawk, but I'm also thinking of Major Blood with the white part of his hair at the top. And this is a lot more detailed with the colorways. And again, this is basically a rendition of the 80s style of Crystal Ball. Made a lot more realistic, and now everyone's really into it. I've had this guy near the top of my wish list for every wish list that I've done since the start of Classified. I've been waiting for this. This is something right up my alley. And then there's a bunch of extra parts, and I think we need to talk about that. This has a lot to do with a Cobra Law. Yeah. And overall, like, let's just talk about the look. What do you think so far in terms of the look of this Dex?
I think it looks really good. By the looks of it, you'll be able to take his, like, cape off, or the, like, robe off, or whatever you call that thing.
It does look that way, yeah.
Because it looks kind of like it, because you can kind of see his, like, armpits, and it looks like a little bit of a flap, so it looks like you'll be able to take it off.
Yeah, he does have t-shirt sleeves underneath there,
Yeah.
or short sleeves, but, yeah, it'd boil and pop the arms off, take that off.
And the sword looks really cool.
Oh, yeah, it's like a flaming sword, but it's all in the person's mind. Right? They're seeing all the green things. They're not real. So he's got that lenticular hypno shield.
Sadly, they're not glow in the dark, though, anything. Like the sword, the crystal ball, the shield, and the pet. Sadly, they're not glow in the dark at all. But that's too bad.
Yeah, but now, when you really zoom in on the photos here of a crystal ball, look at the detail and the sculpting on everything. He's got rings on his right hand, got rings on every finger. Don't see that in too many of the images, but it is there. His right arm guard on his forearm has a jewel, some sort of green jewel on it. Love that. Go through the whole thing. He's got tattoos on his arms. Again, no one's really focusing on that because there's so much other stuff to distract you there. He's got 5 o'clock shadow. The texture of his like shoulder pads, it looks like quilt knit, and everything about this. You got gold hooks all over the figure. I'm down with every bit of this. Super detailed. And as much as I like it, I'm not going to say figure of the year because we're still early in the year right now. You see anything different about his fingers?
Yeah, they're like claws, and they look really cool. I like the shield a lot, too, how it's like kind of a hologram.
Yeah, that's more of an 80s thing, kind of a throwback. The shield that goes over it, that green thing, is kind of pointless, but it does go with the rest of the green thing.
It's pretty much like an identical version of the one from the 80s. I don't think he had the pet, though, in the 80s, did he?
The pet? Yeah. You mean his mask? Yeah, I don't know about that. Look, it's just a mask. We don't need to get into it. It's a Cthulhu mask, so he's got tentacles underneath, horns on the top, looks really badass. Super well sculpted. I love the glowing eyes.
It looks pretty cool.
Do you think we really need to go down the road of calling this a pet to try and help sell this figure? It sold itself. And it sold itself out. We don't need to be trying to oversell these figures and saying, oh, and his mask is also a pet.
If you're going to make it this green, though, at least make it glow in the dark. Because now it's kind of like... The photos look really good, but the way the lighting is, it makes it seem like they are glow in the dark. Amazing diorama photos, but it should be illegal. It looks like it's glow in the dark.
It's a little manipulative, right? A little deceptive. Some people, we already know, will get this. They're not aware that this is not glow in the dark. Hasbro did not go out of their way to say this is not glow in the dark, not in a major way. And yeah, some people are going to say, mine doesn't glow in the dark. Is it defective?
I thought that about Flint, too, when we got him. I was like, what's wrong with this figure?
God. Flint is taking shots left, right, and center every episode. Wow. But yeah, overall, love the mask.
Yeah.
Love the figure. Love the accessories. He's got a time worm wrapped around his pistol. That's a reference to G.I. Joe the movie. It's a Cobra Law reference, because this guy's got a Cobra Law background. Hasbro put a lot of misinformation out there originally about this figure, calling him a dreadnought. When this figure got released, Crystal Ball is not a dreadnought. This is similar to Major Blood. That's the feel I'm getting from it, but I don't think it's as good as Major Blood. But I don't know. I could be off on that.
So, what would you rate Crystal Ball out of 10?
Good question. I like him a lot. I don't want to overrate it, because I think I'm going to like it when we get in person, and I'd rather wait for that. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 to start with. I think that's appropriate. How about you?
I'll give him an 8.
Okay. I see why. Yeah. Pretty good figure. I'm looking forward to him. Can't wait to get him in person.
Yep.
Next, we got to talk about a figure that a lot of people were not that excited about based on the digital render, and now we've got the diorama images, and I'll admit, I'm all in on this guy. Blowtorch. Looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He's got a mask that comes apart in different sections, a breathing tube, he's got the flamethrower, flame blast effects, a pistol, backpack that's reused from Torch, the Dreadnought.
I really like it. The little dampener things he has look really cool, especially in the like lighting because it's all like silvery. Digital render didn't really look that like silvery. It looked just plain matte. Everything.
It was very dull.
Yeah, there was no like metallic to the digital renders.
No,
but it looks really cool when you actually see the diorama photos.
Yeah, this is a figure that benefits from having light put on it.
Yeah,
you get the different textures. They really pop. The metallic parts that are colored silver as part of its blowtorch, they shine. Now, they put some orange and yellow, maybe even red lighting on this as well, which makes the figure as a whole glow and really come to life. which is great for the diorama images. Just be aware that it's not going to be that way when you take it out of the package. Overall, though, love this figure. Love everything about it. I was kind of low on this figure originally, and now I've come completely full circle and changed my opinion. This is one of the figures I'm most anticipating getting. I did not expect that I would be saying that about this figure. But really good job. Love the blowtorch. Dex, what do you think about that blowtorch?
I think it's an amazing figure. I really like the blowtorch with all the different like metallic pieces it has on it, and the blast effects. Amazing.
Really good. But then there's also the head sculpt.
Yeah.
He's got a very nice head portrait, which looks very similar to the cartoon. With the pork chop sandwiches part, yeah. This guy is what I'm all about. Check out this thing here, too. Like, he's got so much cool detailed stuff all over him, man. So I'm all in on this guy. I think he's going to be great. I'd love to hear what everyone out there thinks, because I know that most of us were not that thrilled after seeing the digital render, which was very dull, a little dark, toned down, and now we see this properly lit. I'm excited. My original rating for Blowtorch is a 9.2 out of 10. Dex, are you on the same page as me, or do you feel differently?
I gotta give him an 8.5. Good figure. He comes with good stuff, just not stuff I can use with other figures as much. Like, you can't really use the big blowtorch or flamethrower with other guys.
Why not?
Yeah, but it's
Wouldn't you want to see this guy?
You could, but it's not gonna look very realistic. I know it's G.I. Joe and it's not supposed to be realistic, but if you had a blowtorch as Snake Eyes, you're gonna get lit on fire and you're gonna get burnt to flames.
You know what? I want to see Snake Eyes with a blowtorch.
Road Pig is gonna look really good with the blowtorch.
Oh, I'm down with that, Dex. You're talking money to me here. I want that.
Two, so you could have two in both hands for him.
Oh yeah. Next up, let's talk about Footloose. Again, I was not big on this guy based on the digital render. Nice character, nice looking figure, but again, didn't look that great until we got the diorama images, and now again, my opinion has changed. Dex, I'll let you go first. What do you think about this guy?
I think he looks awesome. I don't care what anyone says about the head sculpt, it looks awesome. And also, the helmet looks straight out of Call of Duty with the different leaves he has and everything on it. And the assault rifle and pistol, perfect. And the knife too, amazing. Backpack, we might have seen this before. I don't think so, though. I think it looks new. It's a really good figure, though. I like his grenade launcher, though. It looks really good. Kind of reminds me of Herc from Far Cry 5, though. That would be pretty cool to have.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I wish he had more, multiple missiles at least, so you could, have one in his hand and then, one inside
I agree.
there.
Yeah, otherwise he's a one-shot.
Yeah.
And then at that point he's on his own. Now, this is an anti-tank guy. He can, that's what he's got that missile launcher for. So we got diorama images here of Footloose versus the Hiss tank. There's an image of the Hiss tank on his side with Darklon's arm just dangling out. I like that kind of thing. Then there's an image of him meditating on top of a fallen Hiss tank, smoke in the background. I'm down with this. I like it a lot. I love the helmet especially.
I also like that he took out Darklon.
Yep.
Hopefully that means the figure doesn't release.
You can keep wishing and hoping, Dex, but Darklon is real, and Darklon is coming.
Actually, hear me out. I might get Darklon. I might buy him. You want to know why? You get him, get Flint's head, swap the heads. Oh, worst figure of all time. And then get the Snake Eyes the Movies weapons, put them on there. Worst figure possible on Earth.
We'll get to Darklon in a minute. First, let's talk about Footloose. The shirt's a little more wide open. It's a brand new upper half. It might be all new. I haven't done the research into looking into all the parts and pieces just yet. Overall, love the gear, love the overlay, love the torso. Head sculpt, yeah, I'll get into it. Looks pretty good overall. And I think that helmet really stands out. So I was not in on this guy, and I didn't order him, but when the right sale comes along, I'll probably pick him up.
So, what would you give him out of 10?
I'm going to give him a 7.5. I think that's a good, reasonable score for what we got here.
I think I'm going to go with you here. I'm going to give him a 7.
Okay.
Good figure, a little bit plain though. Still good.
Yeah, a little plain, but details in all the right spots. So I like it a lot.
After further research, I've looked more in the Footloose photos, and I realized that he put the missile in backwards. What the heck are you doing, buddy? You're supposed to be an anti-tank guy, and you're putting in the missile first. It doesn't go through the whole tube thing. It's supposed to be aerodynamic. You put it in first like this. Believe me, I've loaded enough missiles in video games. I know how this stuff works. You grab the missile, the top is here, and the bottom's here. You load it in like this, so it shoots out that way. It doesn't go through the whole missile thing. Like, what the heck, guys? He's an anti-tank guy and doesn't know how to work the grenade launcher.
Hasbro might need to get your help in some of the photo shoots here.
And this gun's upside down. The shark thing is supposed to be where it comes out from, and he's loaded in the back. There's different kinds of grenade launchers. There's some where you just shove it straight in the end and then shoot it from there.
Yep.
And then there's some where you got to go from the back, but you got to slip the bottom. We've had those ones in Classified before where you can like twist the back end part where it like goes on a swivel.
Yeah.
Because then you're supposed to swivel it, put the grenade thing in. That's when you put it in tip bottom. That's what he's doing here, but he didn't even twist it. It's not even one of those grenade launchers.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's brand new, isn't it?
It's a new missile launcher, though.
And new missiles.
Yeah, new missiles, too.
Well, one missile.
Bazookas, it would have the little, like, twist thing on the bottom of it, where it would, like, you would have to twist it.
Because they were narrow missiles.
Yeah, because that was one of the grenade launchers where you got to, like, pull the thing, load the thing in, shut it, and then you shoot it from there. That's where you're supposed to put it in. The one Footloose has, though, that's one of the ones where you just shove it in the end.
Yeah.
It's
where you fire it out.
Yeah, it's not the one where you shove it in the bottom, or at least it doesn't look like that, because there's no cap on it.
I'm not an expert on missile launchers, so I'll stay out of this.
How's it going to get shot from, though?
But why did we only get one? One missile.
No
backpack
First
either.
Of all, if you're going to load it in wrong, at least have a second one so you can shoot it. Like,
yeah, it doesn't look like it fits on his backpack either, so I guess he's just carrying that missile around in his pocket or something. It's
that's
not
very
clear.
safe. No, changing my rating now. You guys had me there for a second. Thought it was a good figure. Because you guys don't know how to load a missile, that's going down to a 4 out of 10.
Oh, jeez.
4 out of 10. You guys had me until you put the missile in wrong.
Minor details, but they don't go by this guy. And there you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. And we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!